Hi, Summer. I wanted to share a thought with you. I've been thinking about how human beings can reorganize themselves in a way that reduces poverty, or the number of people that actually have to live in poverty, and reduces the amount of stress that's put onto people through employment. These ideas might seem radical to some, but I feel like it's in the realm of possibilities, and I know that over time humanity progresses and that we will probably do a much better job organizing ourselves in the future. Might be a long time, but sooner is better than later. So one idea I had was, loosely speaking, I think that, my vision of a new way to organize ourselves work-wise would be something like where, there aren't necessarily individual companies or jobs for different companies. Maybe there's a way to even eliminate money from this picture. I don't know. But instead, what I would vision might be something like, having in every community that we can figure out, what are everybody's basic needs, what are everybody's wants, and the things that really are fulfilling for everyone. What are the things that are universal for all of us? There are many things that are universal in terms of human need and human want. And is there a way where we can really kind of figure out what those are and quantify that and qualify that in a certain way, so that what we could do is give everyone that's a member of a community a certain duty, or an assignment, rather, a community assignment or a community task or a community duty that would kind of be your job. And you would provide some kind of service or good to the community that everyone needs. And the more people in the community, the more need there would be for for people to work these certain duties. And that way, what we would do is provide for everyone in the community so that no one has to live in poverty, and that we all have our basic needs met, and also have, other needs, maybe more wants, things that are exciting, and luxury, I guess, items, you could say, things that, experiences that people really want to have that are thrilling and really fulfilling. But personally, I would definitely sacrifice, some of the frills in my life being in middle class, to eliminate the fact that anyone has to live in poverty. I'd be very happy to give some of my resources, if that meant no one having to live in squalor without food and the basic needs met. I think that's fair to take all the members of a community, figure out what everyone's needs are, give everyone some kind of an assignment that can match up to the numbers, so that everyone has their basic needs met. And that way balance things out so that no one's living in these horrendous conditions. Right now you do see a huge gap between people who have a lot and people who have nothing or very little. And I believe that gap is there, and I believe it's large. I see it around me. Maybe shoot this video was driving by somebody who lived in some shithole house. It really looked like a disgusting life that they had, just from my quick observation driving by. And I feel like that's realistic. I feel like we can figure out what are the things that we all agree that we all need. I think there's an element of trust that's needed for that. And I think that you could do something like this regionally, in regional communities, and I think we can go from there. I don't think that society would collapse, and I don't think there would be mass starvation and conflict if we jumped from the system we have now to something like that. Actually, I personally think things would actually probably be a lot better, and that we would have better infrastructure and have better central services that everyone needs. So I wanted to just throw that out there. So I love you, and I think that's called radical progressivism, you could probably say. or just progress. To me, that's progress. I think the way we live now sucks. There's a lot of things, the bad things that we don't have now that we've progressed away from, that people had to deal with in the past. But personally, honestly, and I'm not the only one who thinks this, there's like a crisis of meaning and purpose in people's lives. There's a real lack of meaning and purpose in people's work. Something like 10% of the population at some point has said to have jobs that they actually enjoy and they engage in passionate play. So that means 90% of the population does not have a job that they feel is meaningful and purposeful, or that they enjoy, rather. That's more accurate, according to whatever research I read that through when I was a job coach, working in the employment agency VESID for people with mental illnesses in 2004. So anyway, I am a workforce development specialist right now, so this is kind of my territory. I do have a master's degree in mental health counseling and 10 years of psychology-related experience, some of that clinical. So I have some authority in this realm. So I hope that's helpful to you. I love you. Bye. I want to change the world before you are my age, so that your life can be better than mine. We can do it.